Hi everyone, it's Mary Jean Murphy and I'm coming to you from my favorite quilt store. This is the Riverside Knoll Checkup. We're doing a halfway point from installment 2. We started on, we started that on the 15th. I'm looking at Kelly because she always knows the dates, and now it's the 1st of the month. So we're just doing a little checkup with you. This is mine. There are 4 of these blocks, but I only brought one because, you know, they're all 4 exactly the same. Well, almost exactly the same. But as you can see, we've got the center together. So hopefully somebody's going to join us here and maybe give us some questions. I'll just give you a quick overview. The Riverside Knoll is by Kim Deal. It's a lot of fun. If you are watching this, you probably are joined us. Hey, we have somebody. Is that you, Kel? She's not sure either. If you're online, please type your name so we can give you a 10% coupon. Anyway, this is mine. Installment 1 was this, and then the 4 corner blocks. Installment 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4. I called them the envelope blocks because, hi Ruth, welcome. So I called these the envelope blocks because they kind of fold over like an envelope, and then there are 4 of these. And we got started with some applique. I'm wondering if you kept going with the applique or if you were like, Mary Jean, that just takes a little bit too long. So Ruth, tell me what you did. Did you do some applique? Are you coming for just a little bit of inspiration to get going, or are you finished? How are you doing on your blocks? We also have Barbara joining us. Welcome. And I'd love to hear how y'all are doing. I don't know if y'all have heard the last couple of videos I've done, but I am going to tell you the next block especially, you are going to want your fabrics labeled. Hi Nancy. I think I saw some of yours on Facebook on the Riverside Knoll Facebook page. Was that Nancy? Do you remember? There was a Sandra, I would think, but there was a Nancy too. So welcome everyone. Anyway, make sure you go ahead and put your little pictures on top of your fabrics and pin them on. The next block, which is installment 3, is no applique. I promise you, no applique. However, the Kelly's doing like this, yay! There's no applique. However, there's a lot of pieces. So it's 1 block done in a mirror image. So it's I think it's 4 blocks done one way, 4 blocks done another way, and they're mirror images. So anyway, so welcome everyone. Type me some questions. Tell me how you're doing. I want to hear. I would love to hear. Hello, Ellen. So the next, this block, the applique was kind of fun to do. It was a little bit of just a little tuck of a stem. You made your stems any way you wanted to do it. You tucked it in and you attached it. I don't know if you attached it by hand or if you went ahead and attached it with some steam-a-seam, some sort of fusible web. Margot's on.
She wants her 10%.
Boss is on. She wants her 10%, says Kelly. Anyway, so it's up to you which way you do your applique. I did do a video that is on our YouTube channel about applique. If you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check out. Margot, you know how my vacation was. You were in the room with me.
Do you have any tips on the block on the edge? A lot of customers said that the points were very hard to make sure they were matched up.
Are you talking about this block right
Yes,
here?
ma'am.
So this block is nothing more than a flying geese block. And then, I don't know what they call this block. I always call them an end-to-end. You had to be a little bit careful about how you placed the 2.5-inch square on the 4.5-inch bar. I think what happened is you placed the first square on the bottom left and then the top right. You just had to be careful. But like I tell everyone, always draw a line. It takes 30 seconds to draw a line from corner to corner on your 2.5 inch squares, and it is very helpful. And I personally like to sew like maybe one thread inside of that line, just so that when you fold it over, it gives you a little bit of a room for the fold. I agree with you, that block, if you make it a little bit bigger. Oh, we got another one here. Where'd this come from?
This is the one I did. Listen, I can barely stand to sit in the office and watch her out here. So it was very difficult. So
We got a match
listen,
today.
we do. I said, I'm coming out here to join the group.
Okay.
Instead of sitting in my office. So I also did this block, and there's a video online under Riverside Knoll that shows how to steam a cedar, how to use raw edge applique.
Marcy's calling me.
Okay. So my block would go right here. So as you know, we haven't sewn around it yet because what I wanted to do was wait until we got this piece all done and then sew around it all at one time. So I've left it I've left this end where it's not,
Right. You haven't tucked it yet.
So I kept it where it doesn't have the seam on it yet. So I can get it to the right place that it needs to be inside here.
Okay.
So
sounds
I
good.
did everything you told me to, Mary Jean.
Did you make it a little bit bigger?
I did make it a little bit bigger.
And that's the other tip. When you're doing these, even these envelope blocks, I put these two together. I made them a little bit bigger, and then I cut them down. I'm sure you would do that
That's what
too.
I'd like to do it that way too because then you can get it precise.
Right.
Hey, and we
When
did
you-
get an 8.5 inch square up ruler that we have
Oh.
on hand now. So if you need an 8.5 square up ruler, we can definitely get you. We have that on hand now because we talked about that last time that we
needed to get those,
You have
yeah.
you have a ruler that's 8.5. It's so much easier to square up a block when you have an 8.5 inch ruler. You can just lay down on top.
Yep, we needed to do that. Kelly's going to go ahead and put in the comments the little link to the 8.5 inch ruler. But the one thing I was telling you is about these blocks right here. They really aren't that difficult if you just take a little bit of time, draw your line, get your precision in, and fold them over, clip the back, the leftover in the back. Just keep like a 1/4 of an inch or a scant 1/4 of an inch seam allowance in the back, and press it nicely. You know, one of the things that a lot of people do is over press.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about that in previous tips and trends or our Thursday thing. A lot of people will just like they're pressing the Titanic against the dock.
Right.
And that's not really the way to press.
No.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure you and I do the same thing. We just kind of lay the piece, the unit that we're working on, and just take the iron and just lightly hit it and up. It just really needs to make a little seam.
Yeah, and if you think your seam here, I'm gonna show. Let's look.
Oh, we got a little bit of a prop going on here.
We got a little prop right over
I'm
here.
going to switch sides and let you.
So here's our iron. So sometimes, like, we're just not high enough.
We just
with this.
aren't. No.
So we press. Where do you go? Oh, going the wrong way. We're gonna have our camera.
Woohoo,
back.
there you
so
go.
we press where you just go and press down, pick up, press down, pick up, press down, pick up. Because the first thing you do when you slide it across is that any of these pieces can move, sliding back and forth. I would also have for this particular block, I would have a presser sheet on top of
I
it.
use a presser sheet on mine.
So that
too.
I have the
I actually use
pressing
just a
sheet.
piece of muslin. What
Yep.
do you use?
I use a piece of muslin, or actually I have white Bella Solid that I've had for a long time until it gets too dirty, and then I change it out. But because white, you know if there's anything dirty that's going to get on it.
You know what my mom used to say, and I think this either is an old wives' tale, which is kind of a weird thing to say, or this is true. My mother never did embroidery, but
So I'm going to show you her pressing on the back. You can see her pressing on the back right here. And so, like, if you have a little bit of a ink sometimes I press from this side too, if I want to just make sure I've got that seam really tight, really secure right there.
Yeah.
And press down good.
Yeah, some of my seams are open. Did y'all notice that?
Yeah, I did notice that, but that's because you have so many.
Yeah, sometimes when those points come in there, I want them to lay a little
She
flatter.
wants them to lay a little flatter. So you can always come back. So I usually always press from the front, But if I don't feel like it's flat enough, I turn it over just to make sure, like this didn't like went wonky up or something. Do you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you'll press it and like half the seam will be one way and the other half will be the other way. But you definitely want all this iron is not plugged in, so it's not doing anything. But so you just want to press it lightly like this, not go like this, like you're ironing a shirt or something, because you're going to just distort your block.
You'll get distortion. Anyway, my mother used to tell me when you had things that were raised a little bit, you should always press them on a towel. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Now we've got these great wool,
Mats.
what are those called?
Wool mats.
Wool mats that I put my applique on, and I press it on that, and the raised part of the applique kind of stays raised.
Yep.
It doesn't get so flat. Do we have them? Those wool mats?
We might be out of them right now. I think we are currently out of them. We usually carry the 8x8 one.
Yeah, I think that's what I have.
But we could be possibly out of them. We haven't checked.
I think I got one way back when. It's get a good one though if you get a good one.
Yes,
because
exactly.
The one that I got was really a older one, one that was cheaper, and it got a little bit moldy
And mushy.
Yeah, if you get a good brand, it doesn't do that, and you'll know exactly when it gets that way.
Yeah.
Yes, you will.
You will.
So we had a good month. We get the whole medallion center done.
Yeah, you're just looking so good. I saw it on her wall at her house the other night, and I was like, oh my God, that's looking so beautiful.
Yeah, I like the colors. I label your fabric for the next one. Thanks, Debbie. Have you gotten started? I want to know if anybody's really gotten started yet.
Yeah, well, I know Nancy Klein has because she keeps posting her pictures.
She does.
And
she
she
does.
did
I don't
make
know.
comment.
Is she
Did
joining
she make
us
a comment?
today?
Yeah, she's there.
Yeah,
Hi,
I think she's here.
We really enjoy seeing your blocks.
Yeah, we would enjoy seeing everybody's blocks. So if you're part of this, please post your blocks because we enjoy seeing them and seeing how the progress is growing with everybody and that stuff. So
Yep.
we think this is a whole lot of fun.
We do. So this block here, the last thing I'm going to tell you about this block here is, other than the black, we have square triangles on the edges. The other fabrics are really your choice. Well, I guess it's the black and they call this gray. It's more taupey to me.
I think it's more taupey too, but they
this
do
is
call it gray.
The other ones are just your choice. Yeah. So don't get real wound up in what colors should go where. It really doesn't matter, and it's just really needing to be a little bit of contrast.
Yeah. So a lot of people we did get a lot of questions when people got this kit because they were like, this is not gray. And you can see it's got the yellow flowers on it, and it is not. They labeled it gray, but I don't believe it's a true gray either. It's more of a taupe or a pinky gray.
There's a blue in there too that they call green. That I think it's.
Oh yeah,
it's this one they call blue, and it's
exactly.
But I don't know. Exactly. I feel like it's green. Once again, don't get wound up in which one of these. Which one of these to make. Dark and which one to make light, as long as you do them all for the same. It's the way she does it. But if you don't, it's the way you do it.
It's the way you do it.
That's
and
right.
That's the great thing about these
Hi,
quilts is
Olivia.
that you can make them the way you want to.
That's right.
And I always have a little bit of a twist or something really goes wrong, and then I like it sometimes better.
Sometimes you do.
Sometimes it's a better idea.
I have, can you tell I've got ligustrum voice?
You do.
Sorry, everybody, I'm a little horsey because the ligustrums
As
are
soon
blooming.
as she got off the boat, she goes, "Oh, are the ligustrums blooming?" And her husband said, "Yes." And she goes, "Oh," because she always gets sick during the ligustrum blooms, or has more of a drainage and has a raspier voice.
So Margot and I are going on a retreat next week.
We just got back from a cruise.
I know.
And now we're going on a quilting retreat. It just so happens that everything happened all at one time.
I know. I'm going to work on Installment 3, which I hope I have the mindset because there's lots of parts. Installment 3 is like a half log cabin, maybe almost like a courthouse. No, it's like a half log cabin with a plain background the other side.
Okay.
So, and they're mirrored. Remember, they're mirrored. So watch your placements.
Yeah, watch your placements. And then I'm going to be working on the next sew along that starts next week or the following week, and it is as soon as we get back. it's the solar flare sew along that we're getting ready to do.
That's
it's a
right.
paper piecing sew along. So I'm going to be working on that one.
Do we still have kits for that?
We do have still
Okay.
kits available if you want to join us for a paper piecing project.
So if you haven't gotten started, let's go. I keep saying ready, set, sew. So let's go. I'm hoping this gives you just a little bit of inspiration, or maybe the kick in the pants, or whatever
Right.
it takes to get going, because I think if you join us, you'll have a good time doing it.
I think so too.
I do put out a blog post on the 15th of the month that gives you some tips and tricks, and maybe some of the little whatnots, the notions that I used. But really, this one is a pretty straightforward blog. I did promise you that this month was the last time we were going to do applique, and then I looked ahead and I realized there's leaves on installment 6. So I'm sorry.
You lied. You lied to everybody.
I'm a liar. But I did it in good faith.
Right.
And I can at least tell you all, I know I told you wrong.
You know you told them wrong.
Yep. But,
All right.
Okay, so get started. Get going. We have a great YouTube channel. So check us out on YouTube.
And all these videos are also posted on our YouTube channel under Riverside Knoll, so you can refer back to them anytime you need to.
Hi, Fran.
And-
Hey, before we go, I want to say one thing.
Okay.
If you haven't seen the video on Matt and Margot making these design walls, it's pretty funny. It's the little...
Yeah, we did it in fast forward, so it looks like we're like, hey, and you got to stay at the end and watch the dance, because once we got done,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
had
a
a
little.
dance.
Hey Debbie, I love applique too. Let's show everyone how great it is. Let's show everyone how great it is. So every Thursday, Margot and I, Margot, sometimes
Mary Jean.
we do tips and trends on Thursday. It's about 10:30 Central Time. We also have the YouTube channel, like I say. Y'all are on our Facebook channel, or our Facebook page for Riverside Knoll.
Yep.
We also have a store Facebook page.
Yep.
So you can find us anywhere. But if you have any questions, we have great customer service.
We do. And so also if you have any questions about the Riverside Knoll, we're more than welcome to answer them at any point in time. If you get stumped or have a question, don't hesitate to call us.
So watch
or send us a question.
That's right. So watch for my blog coming out on the 1st to get you started on installment 3, and then check us out it's installment 3.
15th.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Oh, lying again. Okay, let me start that one again. Check us at my blog out on the 15th about the next installment of Riverside Knoll, and I will see you again on the 1st of, June already.
I know.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. We're
Hey.
going to make it into summer before we know it. Feels like summer already.
I know.
here.
It feels like summer already here. Hey, thanks for letting me jump on with you.
No
I know. I
problem.
just can't sit in the office when she's out here.
Oh, gosh.
I know.
You want to help me pick out fabric for a baby quilt?
I possibly can.
Okay, gotta go.
All right. See y'all later. Have a
See
good
ya.
day.